Hi! Within this lecture, we're going to see how to install the Kali Linux. So if you downloaded Kali Linux from the kali.org, that is great. Or if you download it from our custom OVA link, that is great as well. It really doesn't matter where you downloaded it. So depending on the situation, you might come across an OVA file or a standalone 7-zip, 7Z file on your desktop or wherever you downloaded it. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna walk you through to show you every step of it. And again, in this course, we are actually focusing on Linux, so it really doesn't even matter if you're using Kali Linux. Obviously, we're gonna learn Kali Linux and we're gonna practice so much on it. So after you complete this course, you will be actually fluent in Kali Linux. But the actual aim is to get you comfortable with all the Linux distros. So anyway, if you downloaded it from my link, my custom link, then you have an OVA extension file on your desktop or on your downloads folder. But if you downloaded it from the kali.org, then it may come as like a 7-zip file, 7Z. So this is a regular zip file. You have to unzip it. Okay, so if you're on Mac, just double click on it and archive utility will just take care of it. It will unzip it and put it in the desktop or wherever you are right now. Okay, it will just unzip the folder and you will see it. But if you're on Windows, you will need an extra like a tool or a software such as WinZip, WinRAR, so whatever you're using. I bet you're using something right now, but if not, you can just come over here and search for WinRAR download, for example. This is for free. You can just download the WinRAR and get along with it, or you can download 7-zip, WinZip, whatever you want. All you gotta do is just right click on it and say unzip or extract here. So I did that already because it may take a couple of minutes to unzip this because it's a big file. Okay, after you unzip it, you will see a folder like this on your desktop. So even though I hit cancel, it still goes on, so it really doesn't matter. Let me show you the folder. So after you unzip it, you will see a folder like this. Okay, let me just bring this down. In this case, you will see two files, like one VBox file, which is the VBox extension that we are seeing, and one VDI file. So they are the same thing actually. Even if you have OVA or VBox or VDI, it really doesn't matter because it works the same. I will show you how to work with that and also the other one as well. So whether you download it from our link or Kali.org, it doesn't matter. So let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna open the VirtualBox. As you can see, I have many instances over here, and you will have when you complete this course as well. Don't worry about it. All I gotta do, I'm just gonna open this VBox file or folder, and I'm just gonna double click on this VBox file, okay, VBox extension, and here you go. It already added Kali Linux on the left hand side, and that's it. That's all we gotta do. Now you may think that why do we have two files over here, like one VDI file? What does it do? So VDI file is something like more than 10 gigabytes and VBox file is only 3 kilobytes, right? So this is a very small file and it's actually a configuration file. All it does is that when you double click on it, it adds the VirtualBox it adds the Kali Linux to the VirtualBox. Okay, it's a configuration file. And if you've done that, then it's great. So let me show you how OVA file works. Again, all I gotta do is just double click on it and you will see some kind of settings page. Don't worry about it. All you gotta do is just hit import. And it will be appeared on the left hand side when it's done. Now it may take a couple of minutes if you're doing this with OVA, it's okay. And if you're doing it with this VBox file, then it's just gonna pop up over there immediately, and again it's okay. Now I'm gonna show you how it works behind the curtains as well. I'm talking about the VBox and VDI. Don't worry about it. But while we wait this, let me show you what we can do, the other things like the other options on the Kali.org. So we have come over here and we downloaded the VirtualBox from there, and it's great. But also there is something called bare metal. So bare metal stands for like installing the Kali Linux on the hardware itself. Okay, so we don't even have to install Kali Linux as a virtual machine. We can install it as the main operating system or dual boot operating system on our hardwares, on our computers. For example, you can do something like when you open the computer, it may ask you if you want to open the computer with Kali Linux or Windows, that is dual boot, or you can just delete or erase the Windows and just go along with the Kali Linux. However, we do not recommend that if you're a beginner, because Kali Linux is actually a very hard to use operating system. Okay, you may come across some kind of driver problems, such as maybe it won't detect your keyboard, it won't detect your speakers or something like that, and none of this happens on the VirtualBox. Okay, and if you're working with VirtualBox, you can just break it, you can just do whatever you want to do. And if you do something bad, you can just delete it and install it from scratch. It will just take a minute for you. However, if you do that on the main operating system, it will cause you many problems. That's why we do not recommend that bare metal thingy. However, it's also possible to download this bare metal, which gives you the ISO file, and turn that ISO into a virtual machine as well. And we're gonna be talking about it in the problem solving lectures if you come across any problems. If not, if you just can make it happen, if you can make it run, then it's okay. You can go along and never think about it again. And you will see how to deal with that in like a couple of minutes. Don't worry about it. Now, whether you have downloaded the OVA or the VBox file, it won't matter in a minute because you will see it on the left hand side. Okay, now I imported this, and I also imported the VDI file, and as you can see now I see them both on the left hand side. Obviously you only need one, so you don't have to do that. I'm just showing you different kind of ways of installing Kali Linux. And it really doesn't matter. If you see something on the left hand side as Kali Linux, then you are good to go. Now we are actually ready to run this off, but I want to do something else before we do that. What I want to do, I want to click on some Kali Linux, okay, any Kali Linux that you have installed on the left hand side, you're seeing over there, just click on it and find the settings button. Okay, once you click on it, it will just appear on the top of the VirtualBox, and we're gonna have to change some settings of this Kali Linux in order to start this off. Now it's powered off. When we power it on, you will see what I mean. Now I'm just gonna open the settings, and here you go. First of all, we are in the general tab, and you can even change the name of the virtual machine. Okay, you can just make it Kali Linux or something else. In the type, it should be Linux, okay, not Windows, not Mac OS or any other operating system. It should be Linux. Then in the version, you have to choose the Debian 64-bit, okay. So if you're working on a 32-bit machine, then of course you can choose Debian 32-bit. But if you're working on a 64-bit machine, then you should choose Debian 64-bit. Even if you're on a 64-bit machine, if you cannot see the